Hey everybody, welcome to another chapter of the book of Sean. It's good to see you. How you doing, beloved? It's a new week. Guess what? You made it. Here we are. We're going to have a good time tonight. My dear sister Jetta Hill is here, and I can't wait to talk to her. You know, she is funny, and she's probably like my mother, because my mother had a tongue on her. Let me just tell you. My mama would say some things that make you want to crawl back in the shell you climbed out. But I bet you there's another side. I bet you there's more to the story, because Kenyatta's here really for us to talk about and to talk through and to think through how it is she might be able to negotiate, navigate relationships differently, knowing that she was probably born to be a truth teller. See, you get that? Some people were born to tell other folks the truth, but it's how we do it that makes us effective or not effective. And so I can't wait to talk to her just about that journey. I can't wait to listen to her life and her soul. You know what I'm saying? And because, you know, anybody can talk to somebody who has an opinion about you, but it's always better to talk to you if I really want to understand who you are. So I'm going to talk to her a little later. I'm going to do some Ask Dr. Sean. I got some headlines for you people, because I love doing that. So let's do some headlines right now. So have you guys heard about Scott Baldwin? Republican Senator Scott Baldwin said in a legislative hearing that teachers should teach impartially when they teach about the Nazis. What? Wait, speaking of my mama, Kenyatta, in the words of my mama, what the hell? What? So he said that teachers should teach impartially when teaching about a group of people that killed 6 million people? Put them in ovens and concentration camps and gas chambers? Okay, maybe I'm missing something. I don't know how you teach impartially about Nazis. I don't get that. And just to be clear, I'm not a proponent of cancel culture. That's not my thing. I'm not with it most of the time. But I do understand why y'all showing the classroom? I do understand. I don't know what that was. I do understand why cancel culture exists. Because it exists for people like Republican Senator Scott Baldwin. Because if you don't stop people from saying stupid stuff, evil will take on a life of its own. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really like cancel culture, but I understand why we have it. Because without it, people get up in legislative public hearings and say that in classrooms, it is okay to be impartial about Nazism. And remember before I told you, this is gateway behavior. This kind of behavior leads to other behavior, which leads to other behavior, which leads to people getting killed. And if you don't stop the gateway behavior, you ultimately going to run into somebody losing their life. That's exactly what happened on January 6th. Nobody stopped Donald Trump's gateway behavior, and he caused an insurrection and people lost their lives. Scott, remember this name, people, Scott Baldwin, Republican senator, believes that we should be impartial when we teach about the Nazis. Now, of course, he had to backtrack on that, you know what I'm saying? Because he got some pushback. And people started pushing back, and he backtracked on what he said. But let's just be honest, if he didn't mean it, he wouldn't have said it the first time. You know what I'm saying? If anybody can backtrack once you get caught. But I promise you, you'll never hear it come out of my mouth that we should be impartial when teaching about white supremacy, neo-Nazis, Hitler, and Nazism. Because that ain't who I am. This ain't who I am. It ain't coming out my mouth. Hear that, 2, 3? I'm just saying. How in the hell are we going to be impartial about the Nazis? How are black people going to be impartial when we teach slavery? We can't be impartial. Slavery was not an economic issue. The Civil War was not an economic issue, and we ain't teaching it that way. What are y'all talking about? We can't be impartial about millions of people being put in chains, raped, pillaged, stolen from their home. You can't be impartial because it's a moral situation. And at some point, you got to call a thing and just declare that it's wrong. I'm really glad that most white people in this country don't believe that they should be impartial with respect to Nazism and slavery. I'm glad that most white folks understand that these things are wrong and evil. But then you have Senator Scott Baldwin, who ain't quite got the memo or the message yet. Here's the wisdom. You ready for it? Don't let people do things to you, and then when they get caught doing it, try to convince you that it didn't hurt as much as it did. Now, you know that's good. Don't let people come in your life and just do any old thing to you, and then once they get caught, they want to call it something else. I didn't really hurt you. I almost said something to put me out. I had to filter myself, right? So I'm going to teach Kenyatta to do later. Kenyatta, I had to filter myself. You see, if you ask the liar about the lie will say, I was just talking. But ask the one to whom he lied, and the one to whom he lied will have a very different experience. And that's the one you should go to if you want the real story. Let's move on. So you guys ever heard of Dominique Black? You've heard of Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Remember Kyle Rittenhouse, the pudgy white guy from Illinois who went up to Wisconsin and wound up killing 2 people? That him. I almost said something else. This is not the show for me to have a non-filtered tongue, but I'm trying to help somebody filter their tongue. But help me, Lord Jesus, right through this part. Kyle Rittenhouse. So Kyle Rittenhouse went up to Wisconsin, and he ended up killing 2 people and shooting a 3rd person. The man who bought the gun for Kyle Rittenhouse, his name is Dominique Black. That's him right there. And Dominique Black, the man who gave Kyle Rittenhouse the gun, recently had to plead guilty or no contest to providing an illegal weapon to a minor, because he was charged with providing an illegal weapon and endangering a minor by giving him an illegal weapon. So just follow this for a second, all right? Just stay with me, people. Lean in close like me. Lean in close. The man who gave Kyle the gun had to plead no contest and will probably have some sort of adjudicatory consequences that come along with that. The man to whom he gave the gun and killed 2 people, he's walking around like nothing ever happened. Only in America. Only in America can the man who gave you the gun have more consequence than the man who shot the gun and killed 2 people. Well, that's what happened between Kyle and Dominique Black. And I'm still wondering why Kyle's mama was never charged, by the way. How come nobody ever charged Kyle Rittenhouse's mother, who drove him from Illinois up to Wisconsin? Somebody explain that to me. So if the man who gave him the gun can be charged, why can't his mama be charged? Only in America. For years, black mothers have been blamed, have been scapegoated. Black moms have been demonized, ostracized for what their kids do or didn't do, right? And so conservative white culture has said, what about the mama? What about the parents? Well, how is this any different? Kyle's mama drove him to kill 2 people and shoot a 3rd. Nobody's asking about his mama, who should be arrested, by the way. It's amazing to me. And what's amazing to me is that Kyle Rittenhouse didn't kill black people, he killed white people. And I thought you people told me that all lives matter. Huh? Remember y'all said all lives matter? Whoa. If the man who gave Kyle the gun is going to get some consequences, why is it the case that the man who shot the gun and killed 2 people, he has no consequences at all? Because you never believed it when you said all lives matter. You didn't believe that. In fact, black folks believe that more than you do. Oh. Here it is. The people who hurt you are guilty. And the people who facilitated and enabled them to hurt you are also guilty. Did you catch what I just said? I know I turned that corner real fast on you. The people who hurt you, they're guilty for what they did. And the people who enabled them to hurt you, they're also guilty. The man, the woman who lied to you, cheated on you, did that to you, right? They're guilty. But all the people who slapped them on the back and applauded what they were doing to other women or to other men before they got to you, they're also guilty. Because they enabled them to be a mess long enough to mess up your life. You follow what I'm saying to you? Don't enable hate and don't enable evil. At some point, you got to take a stand and tell people, you know what? I'm your friend and I love you, but you can't do this. You guys remember this? You remember the story that Oprah Winfrey told about being at Maya Angelou's house? She was at Maya Angelou's house, and Dr. Angelou was in the kitchen, and she heard someone in the living room telling a vulgar, evil joke about LGBTQ people. And Dr. Angelou in the kitchen walked out of the kitchen into the living room and told the person who was telling the joke or making the comment, a negative comment about LGBTQ people, she told that person, you have to leave my house. That's what I'm talking about. That's why she my hero. Cause she was clear, not in this house. Not in this house. You are not going to do that in this house. I will not facilitate or enable any of this craziness in my house. And for those of you who have friends who are hurting people, cheating on people, lying on people, and you just going along with it because that's your friend, you guilty too. You helping them ruin somebody else's life. And it's just the way Dominique's going to jail and Kyle's walking around. I'm just saying, culpability should go all the way around. It's not just the person who hurt you the most. It's the people who produced him and gave him to the world that ruined him. They're also culpable. That's why we got to be careful about what we allow in our space. I know you love your friends and I know you care about your friends, but at some point you may need to say to your friend, I'm not going to let you hurt people and still be my friend. Because you know what love is sometimes? Love is confrontation. Sometimes love is getting in your face and telling you, I love you so much that I'm not putting up with this anymore. I love you so much that I see your greatness that I'm not going to let you wallow in this foolishness another day and still be in my life. Sometimes the only way to love someone is to confront them. Don't see me a mess and know I'm a mess and then tell me you love me and let me persist being a mess. Stop me. Let's move on. Woo! I had to edit myself there too. Kimiana's spirit is on me today. Woo! I can't cuss. I gotta be holy. All right. California's got some new laws. Let me hurry with this. California's got some new laws, and some of these laws are interesting, and I wanted to give you some of them to see what you thought about some of these laws, all right? You guys tell me in the chat what you think about these laws, all right? These are new laws, just came into effect in 2022. Here's the first one that I thought was interesting. California restaurants can continue to offer to-go cocktails for food for another 5 years. So if you go to a California restaurant that sells, liquor, cocktails, they can give you a to-go cocktail or a to-go drink with your order for another 5 years. I think this is a great law. I think this law is very good. What do you think about the fact that you can get a cocktail to go? I know some of y'all holy, you don't drink cocktails, but you need to. You'd be a lot nicer and a lot less judgmental. Here's the second law that I thought was interesting. Oh, this is an important one. Police officers must immediately report incidents of excessive force that they witness, and they are now required to intervene in those incidents. That's a new law in California. I know all of you watching don't live in California, but I still want to hear what you think about these laws, because maybe you can take them where you are. Here's the third one. So garment workers must now be paid an hourly wage instead of being paid by the number of clothing items that they make. Can you believe that they were only paid by the number of clothing items that they made? All right, here's one more. Businesses offering online subscriptions must now allow customers to cancel their subscription at any time without filling out a long and lengthy survey. Here's the fifth one. Judges now can order probation instead of time behind bars for crimes related to possession of drugs such as heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine. So you guys tell me what you think about these laws in the chat. But I got a few more laws. I got two more I want to give you. These are the laws that they should have passed, that if I was passing laws, I would have passed these two laws. Here's the first one. This is for you 2-3, if you walk around in the store with the speakerphone on, you should be arrested. If you are walking around with the speakerphone on your phone, having a whole damn conversation with the speakerphone in the store, and people 3 hours away from you can hear your conversation, you should be arrested and your contact should be deleted. Oh my God. Here's my last one. People who get into fights on airplanes and in airports, they should not only be arrested, they should be put on the terrorist no-fly list for 20 years, and they should have to pay a fine of $150,000. I bet they stop fighting on planes. All right, I got one more real quick. All right, this is my last headline, okay? I'm rushing today. I'm out of time. So you guys saw the Golden Globes? Well, you didn't see it because the Golden Globes were on, and it didn't come on TV, and they weren't streamed. There were no celebrities. Nobody was there because of how the Golden Globes has all these diversity problems with the Hollywood Foreign Press Association not being diverse and all of that, okay? So, nobody wants to touch the Golden Globes, I see keep saying gloves, Golden Globes Awards, not gloves, globe. And it's amazing because the Golden Globe Awards used to be a big deal. But, now nobody wants to touch it. It's amazing how people change their mind on you so fast, right? But here's what I want to get to. I'm going to take this break. Y'all relax. But here it is. I never watched the Golden Globes or the Oscars or the Emmys or none of that. Because I don't want to see rich people congratulating each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people watch award shows. Like, what do y'all get out of watching other rich people tell other rich people how wonderful they are? Why you ain't getting no rich. You're not getting no richer. You're not getting nothing out of the situation. I don't understand it. If I won a Golden Globe, I probably would not go to get it. If I won a Grammy, somebody would have to talk me into going because it doesn't interest me. I'm going to take this break, but I'm just saying you need to know what's important to you. You need to know what you value and not just do something because other people happen to be doing it. Instead of chasing after somebody else's celebrity, why don't you chase after your own personal legend? Meryl Streep getting a Golden Globe ain't doing a damn thing for me. So I ain't watching. But you can watch it. Tell me who won. I promise you your name won't be on the list. And as long as you keep watching, it won't be. Let's take a break. We'll forgive each other when we come back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. So, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I think it's true. It's a true statement. We got it from the master. It's good wisdom. But it all depends on who's telling you the truth, right? There's some truths you can hear from people, and some truths you can't hear from certain people. I have designated people in my life who have empowered to tell me the truth. They can tell me the truth. Other people can't. Other people will get in trouble if they try. My guest tonight is a dear sister who I think was born to be a truth teller. From what I get from all that I've heard about her life, she probably was born to be someone to tell folks, exactly how it is. But again, it's how you do a thing that makes the thing effective or not. I can't wait to talk to her. Welcome to the show tonight, Jetta Hill. Hey, Jetta.
Hi, how are you? You pronounced my name right, Jetta. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I was calling you Jetta throughout my whole headline there. But I corrected myself. You see how I do that?
Yes, you did. Yes, sir.
Thank you. See? Let me pat myself on the damn back because I did that thing. Listen, Miss Hill, before we get into why we wanted you to be on the show tonight, I have a few just odd, strange questions just to ask you because I like to just sort of get to know, the heart, the soul, the mind of the person I'm talking. Here's my first question. What's the best thing you've ever done?
Oh, wow. Best thing I've ever done was probably become a first level sommelier. That's one of my proudest accomplishments. That's the first one to come off the top.
Really?
Amongst many things. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's the people with the wine, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh, well, we're going to talk after the show because I know nothing about wine, and I've always wanted to know. I've been to, this has nothing to do with the show, people. Nothing. I'm totally in my own personal thing right now. So I went to a wine, what do you call it, a winery place, and I had all the wines, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So we're going to talk after this show.
Yes, we will.
Because you're going to teach me. I need to learn.
My pleasure.
Okay. Tell me something that you're desiring to do, something that you really want to do.
I want to have consistent peace in my life. If I'm being honest, I want that to come consistently.
So if I made a movie about your life, what would the title be, and would it be a comedy or a drama?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. So it'd be probably a mix, and then it'd be called Fear Turned Passion. That's what we'd name it.
Why that title?
Well, because when I was right before I was training to become a sommelier, I did a little campaign. I ran a campaign, and it was called Fear Turned Passion because I was afraid of getting my dreams out, and because that fear, and amongst the way I had a little trials and tribulations that turned it into passion. Oddly enough, so I go with Fear Turned Passion. Yeah.
So who would you like to play you? If you could pick anybody to play you in the movie about your life, your biopic, who would play you?
I'm gonna say me for 100. No, I don't know. I can't really. I don't know. I have this amazing energy, this amazing vibration. I can't find anybody to match it. Now, if you would ask me if this was Whoopi Goldberg sitting here and you asked her the question, I would hope that she would say me. I don't know if that can answer the question, but that's how I feel in my
Well,
heart.
you know what's amazing? 'Cause when I asked you the question and you were finding an answer, I thought to my head, the younger Whoopi Goldberg would be perfect playing you.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. No disrespect to
Awesome.
what Whoopi is now. I'm just saying she just a younger, the color purple Whoopi.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She listen. Anyway, let's start to get into your journey and into your story.
Yes,
and I want to do that by asking this question: what were you like in high school?
When it came to the superlatives, I had down packed. Class clown. I think they gave me best dress. Don't know about the most likely to succeed, but I kind of showed them all with that one, or at least I'm on my way. So kind of funny. I went to a performing arts high school, so it was a lot of music there. A lot of music. I was an instrumental music major, so a lot of good times, a lot of loud times, and a lot of good music. Shout out Mr. Nelson, Paterson, New Jersey, Rosa Parks School of Fine and Performing Arts.
I could tell you were from the East Coast immediately. You have.
Is that right?
Because I'm from New York, so you have that.
Hello.
Yeah, you have that East Coast sensibility that I absolutely love.
Thank you.
I love East Coast people because we are just here. It is. Choke on it and die.
You already know. You already know.
I love it. So tell me this. What do most people say about you? So if I had all your friends in this room, right? What would be the most consistent thing they would say about you? And don't flatter yourself. Be like painfully honest.
As of late, I've kind of reduced my circle kind of small, but everybody, I just consistently have a great personality. And that's no horn tooting, just as straight off the top. Can get it funny and great personality. These things are effortless for me. And, I pride myself on authenticity. So that's what everybody would say, honestly. Funny and great personality.
See, that's what people say about me too, Theresa. I'm funny and I have great personality. You don't say that though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Kim Yetta, forgive me. I had to get this guy straight. Okay, but let me push you a little bit, all right? Because we from the East Coast, so we push.
Let's go.
Would they also say that you were critical?
No, not really, because because I'm the glass half full person. Always have been. I'm like always team. The person team support. And never really. If I was, I guess you're asking like, if I was such and such, I've never been that person. Never been that person. So I couldn't say that they would call me critical. And if I'm being honest.
But no, listen, I'm here for it. I'm asking that because what I got from the story was you are a truth teller. And a lot of times people in your circle don't understand that you are just telling them the truth, but to them it comes off as something else. Did we get that right?
Yes, that is right. I'm sorry. Maybe I answered the question wrong. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. I've been known to have a sharp tongue. And yeah, my delivery can come across as, again, you nailed it. East Coast, I'm straight shoot it. That's how I want it, receive it, and I'm built for that. And I'm also built to return it that way. So yes, if I have to re-answer the question, then yes.
No. Listen.
You know what I mean?
No. See, here's what's interesting. You and I are both from the East Coast. I know where I learned it. Where did you learn how to be that way? Who taught you that? Who modeled that for you?
God, just truth. Because, again, I don't like me to go into the quick little story for you, if I may.
Yeah.
I just like one of the incidents when, I was smaller and my mom would take me around to places and they would ask her questions and she would tell untruths and I would go right behind her and tell the truth. That's just something, again, I pride myself on that. It's always been a good return, so I'm not going to stop now. I expect that in return. You know what I mean?
No, that's such an interesting story. When you were telling it, I was imagining you either going behind and cleaning up the record.
Yeah, we were at a place where the place started. We were at a place. I was about 7 years old, and she was at the housing office, and she was applying, and they're asking these questions. They're like, "Well, do you work?" She's like, "No." They were like, "This such and such." She's like, "No." They're like, "Such and such." She's like, "No." And I looked at her and was like, "Mom," and I looked at the lady and was like, "Yes, yes, 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 yes." I think I'm still red from when she pinched me on my arm for that.
I was just about to say, my mama would have killed me.
She pinched me so hard. So I guess I don't know at this point in my life if you want to call it a gift or a curse, but yeah,
Yeah.
I pride myself on that. I
I,
pride myself on that.
I totally understand that. And I guess I'm wondering, what has being a truth teller and being someone who has a sharp tongue, what does it cost you?
Oh gosh, it cost me family members. It cost me a lot of friendships. It cost me a bunch of things. It cost me some employment. It cost me a bunch
Hmm.
of things. Yeah.
Give me an example if you wouldn't mind.
Just okay. Just I'll give you a loose one. Just friends. You know, you'd be in a situation where like they'd kind of, I guess these days people are calling it gaslighting. They tell you something, or they sit there and like try to insinuate a story when they know what the truth is. And then if I say, hey, that's not what it is, but they would do anything to get a laugh out of it, even if it involves saying a lie. And then when my return come, I'm an Aries, so that fire is gonna hit you. I return that and or defend myself, and then it's boom, Kimyetta's the bad person.
Yeah. And so when that happens, because I know your strength, but take me into your weakness a little bit. When that happens and you lose people that you maybe you wanted to keep, how do you feel when that happens?
Well, I'm at a point right now where God, therapy, and my puppy is allowing me to get through that and live my life, every day. But when it affected me, I'm an Aries, really sensitive. It would almost kind of like take me out. I'm talking, staying in the bed from depression. Some points I didn't even have a bed to stay in because I went through a bout of homelessness. So it was just like the reoccurring thoughts and the fact that that really hurt my heart and my spirit. Some relationships I've severed so much because of these. To this day I've severed so much because of me defending myself, and even the fact that I'm a hardy intellect. I pride myself on that, and just being so almost, I guess, I don't even know if that makes sense, but too smart. I remember trying to, have a relationship or reconcile a relationship with a family member. And they said, straight like this, oh, I can't have this conversation with you because you talk too white. I didn't know where to go with that. So everything shut down. And so we have nothing, And so I'm trying to get on a road where with the therapy that I'm getting and all these wonderful things that are in my life, contributing to my positive vibration, to just consistently be like that. I don't know. And I hope that doesn't mean just completely isolating people, so.
Well, listen, I think that if people can't handle you when you are trying to be better, they don't deserve you when you ultimately get to where you're trying to go. Um,
So
there's something about you that I relate to, because I sense you to be a very earnest person. I sense you to be a straight shooter and to be direct. So let me ask you a strange question, and then I got to answer this short because I got to take a break and they're gonna start yelling at me. Are
okay.
you good at taking criticism, hearing criticism about you?
Absolutely. That's one of the things on my resume. I put that I'm coachable. I'm like a sponge. I try to learn at least one. I was telling a very good friend of that today. I love learning at least one new thing a day. So absolutely. Just as much as I can give it, I can take it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm. Do you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a break. I promise. But do you wish you could change how you come across when you tell people what needs to be said?
No, not really. I wish that I could change the way that people would receive it,
Okay.
because it's only coming from a place of love. And like, I'm done with coming down to people. I need them to come up to meet me when I'm just delivering something with no malicious energy, because you can't decipher the words or understand what I'm saying to you, and know that I'm never trying to disrespect you because I'm not going to talk down in your language, So,
Okay.
no,
All right.
no, sir.
Let's take this break, and when we come back, I got a few more questions for you, and then I got some things that I want to present. I want to offer you some different ways of seeing some things. Let's take this
Sounds
break.
good.
We'll be right back, people. Welcome back, everybody. I'm talking to Jetta Hill. Jetta, so give me an example, because I want to make sure I can wrap my mind around, what it is that continues to be a stumbling block, right? For maybe not for you, but for other people. Because before we took the break, I asked you, would you want to do something different, right? And you mentioned something that I actually agree with, and that is, you can't keep coming down, right? For people, at some point, people do need to be able to come up. Okay, but give me an example of how your directness and the sharpness of your tongue has been a stumbling block?
Uh, just literally from the point of a salutation, it's been a many, many situations. Like, I just would literally just say hello to someone, and then or like, okay, here we go. Just going in a place of business. I went to a check cashing place. I was in a situation where I had to go to a check cashing place a few years back, and they had to verify the woman, used the check. And she's called up, she's like, no problem, call, verify, do what you need to do. I was out of town, so I needed to, to cash it. So she came back and just told me to my face that she verified it with the place and the bank, but her boss just wasn't comfortable with her cashing a check with a reputable bank. So these things, like, it was almost like in her eyes, she just made it her business to just deliver me bad news or to not help me in those situations, where and that just turns my energy just right up.
And so, let's keep going. And so when that happened, how did you respond?
Like I've been doing as of late, I'll laugh because you can't let them see you sweat, so to speak. So I'm just like, all right, because at this point the line's accumulated. So now you're trying to insinuate some type of embarrassment or something. I'm like, what, so they'd give it back. I wouldn't even say. Usually, I come from the hospitality industry, so I'm very hospitable. So I usually leave with a thank you or something. I left her with just a giggle, and and no eye contact and a hasty exit.
Now, would the old you have responded that way? How would the old you have responded to that?
Oh, with the old me, I would have probably been in somebody's holding cell. That would have went off, if we're being 100%.
No. Listen, I appreciate, again, you're a truth teller. I appreciate the honesty. You remind me so much of a bunch of people that I know. I mean, and I think that's why I have so much affinity for you. Because
thank you.
I know so many people in that situation, my mama being one of them, who would have ended up in handcuffs. Okay, so listen, who has loved you anyway? Who are the people in your life, no matter how it comes out, no matter what you say, they stay?
These days, I just have my father, and I lost him in this dimension, in this world, about 8 years ago. And I talk to him every day. And again, because of, just the things we've been through as a world these past year and a half or 2 years, what have you, just made me go into hermit mode more. And it seems like the second that I've done that, all these blessings started opening up for me. And then my puppy, I'm sorry, I just tell him all my good news and he listens, versus like the old friends or family that I used to have around, and they would turn their nose up or, just not even care or not be excited, but okay with me celebrating this. So my pops and my puppy.
Yeah, listen,
those are my biggest cheerleaders.
You have I think you have a good spirit, and I think you have a good heart. I so value you and appreciate you coming on. Just know that.
Thank you for having me. No, it really is a pleasure.
And equally ours, right? Because you give me and all of us an opportunity really to tap into and to think about, how is it that we come off to people, right? Because a lot of people don't ask that question. We just do what we do, and then, we let the chips fall where they may. I'm going to say a few things. Some of them relate to you directly, and some of them relate to what we're talking about generally, all right? And what I always like to say to people is this: telling the truth is not enough. It really isn't. Telling the truth in the way that people can hear it, that's the point. Because if people can't hear the truth that you're telling them, then what is the point of telling them the truth? It becomes a self-serving exercise. We tell people the truth because we want them to improve. We tell people the truth because we want them to be liberated from foolishness, right? But if they can't hear what you're saying, then it defeats the intention by which you're doing it, right? The second thing I say to people all the time, I have a good friend of mine who watches this show, right? And I tell her this all the time. Your intentions are not the only thing that matters. Intentions are important, but consequences also matter. You know what I'm saying? So you can have great intentions, but I can have great intentions, but what I say, what I do, if it creates a negative consequence, right? that isn't overwritten by the fact that I meant well. Right? So in addition to meaning well and wanting to do well and intending well, we also have to make sure that the outcome, the result, the consequence is equal to the intention. Because I love the word you use. When the vibration of your intention and the vibration of your consequences are equal, then you pumping with all cylinders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're meaning good and you're producing good. But when you're intending good, but good isn't the result of it, that's when we got to adjust, not our intention, but how it is we're delivering the message of our intention. Here's the last thing. And I don't think this applies to you, all right? I don't think this applies to you, but I think it applies to a lot of people that are watching. And a lot of people are watching. Hear what I'm saying to you right now. Honesty without kindness is still immoral. Yeah, I said it. Honesty without kindness is still immoral. Sure. It is as immoral as a lie. Because you can be honest with somebody and be mean in your honesty, and you can drive them into worse behavior than if you had just left them alone. So for all of us tonight, Kim Yetta, for me, for you, for all of us, right? We want to strive to be honest, but also to make sure that we wrap that honesty the way you did in that line, at that counter, to wrap that honesty in kindness. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone is to not say nothing at all.
Amen.
Listen, you got to come back and talk to me. I like you.
Oh, anytime. It really is a pleasure.
Yeah.
Anytime.
So let me ask you this. Did you get anything out of this? Lie if you have to.
Actually, I did. With the very last statement you said. I'm gonna definitely, because it seems like that's the one cylinder that's not having me work on all cylinders, if that makes sense.
Yeah, listen.
Because I want to be working on all cylinders. So I received that. So definitely I could stand. Again, I pride myself in, being coachable. So I could stand with that, just kind of working on the delivery,
That's good.
and I didn't know that. Thank you for teaching me that stemmed from my vibration, because I would come in with my honesty and my directness and my intelligence and all this stuff. And that would in fact taint, I guess, my vibration. But now I know, like what you just said, coming in with that vibration will give a nice delivery. And then everybody hopefully will be happy, or will be happy, because it's all about that delivery.
Yeah,
and the positivity in it. Yeah, I like that.
And I'm gonna let you go after this, but I want you, because something about you I just like, right? And I want you to have more than just your father and your puppy.
I received that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just think you deserve just your spirit, your energy, your life. You deserve to be surrounded by people of like mind, like spirit, and like intention. And so I hope and pray that you get that. I hope and pray that the Creator blesses you with that. And I hope that your life is full of people who love you to death, love your core, love your best, love your worst, that they love you when you don't love yourself. They look for you when you can't find yourself. I pray that you are surrounded by people who know your truth and who know their truth, and the two of you in all of your truths love the truth together.
Sounds good to me.
Let's take a break, because I've enjoyed talking to you too much. I got to get you out of here. Come back and see me sometime, okay?
Anytime. Yes, sir.
Blessings on you. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with Ask Dr. Sean, people. Welcome back, everybody. I really like Kim Yetta. I like her. I think she has a groundedness that I like. And I tend to like East Coast sensibilities, so she has that in spades. But I hope you heard what I told her, and I know that she heard what I told her. And that is true. Honesty and kindness have to go together, because people have to be able to stand the truth that you want to tell them. You know what I'm saying? And the people in your life cannot receive what you're saying, then you're not saying it for them. You're saying it for you. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to learn other people's languages. We have to learn how to communicate to people at the level that they can hear it. That's just a fact. That's true with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, baby mama, baby daddy. It's true with your kids. The way I communicate with my friends is not how I communicate with my kids, because they understand different languages. And if I want them to be better, if I have something to say to them that will make them better, I got to communicate to them in a way that they can receive it. Because if they can't receive it, why am I saying it? I'm not saying it to make them better. I'm saying it to make myself feel right and righteous. And that's not the point of relationship. Okay? All right. Let's do some Ask Dr. Sean. You guys always send me amazing questions and videos. Let me thank you for that. I appreciate all the time you take to send these videos. I got one right now. Let's take a look at it.
Hi, Dr. Sean. My name is Dante. I'm from the Bronx, New York. My question for you would be, as a musician, a father, and a supervisor, I do 16 hours of work basically every shift that I have, and to come home to try to write, to focus and write music, as well as being a dad. How do I stay motivated, or not I don't want to say motivated, but that's the kind of word that I guess I have to use right now. How do I stay motivated to focus on my craft as well as being a dad, to get up in the morning and do another 16 hours of work? Help.
Yeah, no, I love your question. I love your question. Thank you for that, by the way. I love your question because you just tapped into the heart of the matter. You know, if all of us had the time we needed and wanted to do the thing that we most want to do, all of us would probably be a lot further along in our lives. But what happens is life interrupts, situations interrupt, family, kids, bills, shelter, food, clothing, the need for all that, it interrupts. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to chase your dream while you're surviving, right? It's hard to build the life you want while you're just trying to hold the life you have together. It's difficult. It's earnestly, profoundly difficult. But what you don't know, my dear brother, is that you are in the middle of the process that's going to make you the artist you want to be. Just let's receive this. You are right in the middle of the process that's going to turn you into the artist you want to be. Because if you can find a way to have a relationship with your music while you're fighting off bills, while you're fighting off whatever, while you're pushing back the responsibility and holding up the kids and working the job, if you can find a way to produce vibrant and great music in the midst of that, then when you get to where you're going, you will not only know that you earned it, but you will also know that you have what it takes. This is the way, here's how you find the motivation. Because this is the part of your life where you prove to yourself, not to anybody else, but to yourself that you really love this. Because if you can do it now, you love it. If you can do it now and do it well, you love it. And the reason the Creator has put you in this position is because you need to know, with no room for equivocation or doubt, that you love the music that you're making. Because later on, you're going to need that love when your bills are paid and your kids are taken care of and you're living in a 9-bedroom house with 14 bathrooms and you have 17 cars and you don't need to make music to eat because you already got your food on your plate. What becomes your motivation then? The fact that you love it. And where was that love born? Right now. Let the love that life is trying to produce in you happen. And I'm saying to you in no uncertain terms, have a different association with the music that you're making. Because in as much as you want to eat, in as much as you want to raise and love your kids, you have to have that same burning desire and passion to hear the music come out of you. Refuse to die with your music locked up inside of you. Tell yourself that every day. I will not die with this music inside of me. I will not come to the end of my life having not sung my song, having not produced the notes that make me want to live. If you do that, I promise you, not only will you change your life, you'll change the lives of the people who are connected to you because you will ultimately change the world. Because that's where great music comes from. So your job right now is to be the singer and the song, to be the poet and the poem. You are not just producing a great piece of art. You are making yourself into an artist. And it takes struggle, it takes difficulty, and it takes not having enough sleep and enough time to do it. But if you do it, I promise you, your soul will say thank you. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. So, someone DM'd me a very interesting question, so here it is. I caught my boyfriend liking photos of other women on social media. When I tried to talk to him about it, he told me that it doesn't mean anything. It's not a reason for me to be alarmed. Am I being insecure, or is he being disrespectful when it comes to our relationship? Okay, well, thank you for the question, and let me answer it this way. Are you being insecure? Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely being insecure. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that, but you are. Because your boyfriend is a man, and he has eyes, and he's going to be attracted to other people. If you can't be with someone who's also attracted to other people, then you have to question why they were ever attracted to you. He was attracted to you because he has the capacity to be attracted to people. And just because he's with you doesn't mean that attraction ends. It's what he does with the attraction that makes it disrespectful. If he likes a photo, or if he follows someone, I mean, okay. I saw someone say something on social media that I thought was interesting, and I think it's true. It's one thing for a woman to be the one whose photo he likes and whose Instagram profile he follows. It's another thing to be the woman who lays next to him at night. You got to know your place. Your place is a lot more valuable. Why are you insecure about somebody who's just a picture on the screen who he double taps? She's in his phone. You're in his life. I was going to say bed, but I'm trying to be holy. You're in his life. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And, I never understand people who don't understand that the people that you're loving can also be attracted to other people. And really mature relationships can allow that to happen. At least in my opinion, in my experience, I've seen couples who have been married for 40, 50 years, and they're able to the man's able to look at a woman and say, that's a beautiful woman, and his wife says, you're right, that is a beautiful woman. And she's able to say, that's a good-looking man, and he can say, yeah, that's a good-looking dude. And they keep going. Because the fact that you're attracted to other people means nothing. Especially if you're the one that he chose. Hello? Don't bring yourself down to the level of some random Instagram model that he'll never meet. You know what I'm saying? Or some Instagram girl who he'll never really have contact with. Now, if it goes beyond that and he's having an emotional relationship with somebody via direct messaging or something like that, that's different. That's an emotional relationship that y'all probably need to talk about and create some boundaries on. And maybe that's what you should do. Maybe you should take this as an opportunity not to ask him not to be a man, because that's what you're asking. You're asking him not to be a guy. And the reason you liked him was because he's a guy. So he's going to be a guy. What you should say now, okay, what are the boundaries, okay? Let's have some boundaries. And let's have agreements. They're not rules, because rules are made to be what, 2, 3? Broken. Don't have rules. Rules are made to be broken. Have agreements. And the agreement is that we agree, you can double tap, you can even follow, but here's what we agree not to do. And then you lay out what you're comfortable with, and he lays out for you what he's comfortable with, and you agree on it. But don't ruin your relationship over the fact that he liked a photo. Because I wonder what he would see when he went into your phone and see who you double tapping. Because you've been liking some photos too. And that may be why you're so, upset about what he's liking. Because you've been liking. So why don't we all just stop liking in secret? Go have a public display of our likes, okay? It's okay. It's okay to be with somebody and still be attracted to other people. As long as you don't act on the attraction. Okay? All right. We got a video? All right, let's do a video.
Hi, Dr. Sean. My name's Tristan Cohey, a.k.a. Chino Royal. Now, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a musician. I'm an artist in every aspect of the word. Now, at a young age, my mom pushed me to get into music, and I've never stopped since. Now, rest her soul. She used to always tell me that we're all kings and queens of our own worth. It's up to us mentally to push ourselves to tap into our full potential. Now, the question I have for you is, what could every king and queen do every day to help them achieve and tap more into their full potential?
Well, first let me say I don't subscribe to the notion that we're all kings and queens, because that's not how monarchy works. There can only be one king and one queen. So I don't subscribe to the notion that all of us are kings and queens. We're not all kings and queens, and that whole system needs to be rethought. But I do get the integrity and the intention of your question, which is how we all can be motivated, right? And how can we all want to press forward? So I'm not coming after you at all. I'm just saying, I just think as black folks, we need to rethink that paradigm, because in a real kingdom, there's only one king and one queen, and everybody else is just whatever they are. Okay? So I can't be a king, and 2, 3 can be a king. Only one of us can be a king in here, and it's gonna be me. He said we're gonna fight. We ain't gonna fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter, brother. Anyway, here's how we can stay motivated. This guy right here, I can pray for him. Here's how we can stay motivated. We stay motivated by listening to people who've done what we want to do. Find people on YouTube, Instagram, wherever it is, who happens to have accomplished the very thing that you're still struggling to master. And get those messages and those lessons in your head, okay? Surround yourself with people. I don't mean literally, because maybe the person is a celebrity or a star or a major business leader, wherever they are. You can't actually be with them in person, but you can constantly have those messages in your ear. Have a relationship with your goals and with people, directly or indirectly, who have already accomplished those goals. Okay? That's why I always read documentaries. You can't read a documentary. I always read books or articles about, and I watch documentaries about Toni Morrison, because I love Toni Morrison. You know what I'm saying? And I always keep messages about Toni Morrison in my head and in my mind. I'm constantly surrounding myself with Toni Morrison. And one day, 2-3, I'm going to finish this damn book. One day I'm going to finish it. And I'm going to win the Pulitzer Prize. I got a minute left. And the Nobel Prize in Literature. These are my goals. And I surround myself with people who've done it. I'm always looking to read things and learn about people. And that's what you should do. Okay? Surround yourself with good people. How much time I got left? Because I can't hear it. 30 seconds? Listen, everybody. I hope you guys learned a lot today. And that is, truth and kindness is the way to go. Don't try to do one without the other. Okay? Don't try to do one without the other, because any other way will get you in trouble. All right, listen. T.S. Madison, stick around for her. She got a new show. What's it called? The Turnout with T.S. Madison. Woo! I got that out.